Movies today aren't just made, they are engineered to be talked about. From silent strategies like Dhurandhar to big budget films like Varanasi, which drop their marketing assets even before an year of their release. And on the other hand, there is a big budget movie like Ramayana that has been noticeably slow in putting out their material. Marketing has become a real battleground because when a film holds back for too long, it doesn't create mystery, it creates questions. Because the truth is, the best movie marketing doesn't feel like marketing. It feels like curiosity, it feels like participation, and sometimes it even feels real. So, here are few campaigns that didn't just sell movies. The Blair Witch Project. What made the Blair Witch Project work wasn't the movie, it was the illusion around it. The filmmakers didn't market fiction, they sold reality. Audiences genuinely believed that they were watching real footage of missing students. The internet was filled with fake police reports, interviews, timelines, and in 1999, when people were still discovering the web, it felt real. Missing posters appeared at film festivals, a fake documentary was aired on TV, the actors disappeared from public life. This wasn't a promotion, it was participation, and it turned a $60,000 film into a 200 million box office hit. Then came The Dark Knight. And instead of making it feel real, they made it feel alive. Nolan didn't market a film, he built the Gotham City. Joker websites dropped cryptic clues, fans had to decode messages together, people received cakes with phones baked inside, even a real political campaign for Harvey Dent. And then Joker hijacks everything. This wasn't a campaign, it was a system you could enter, and by the time film released, people weren't just excited, they were already inside the story. And now comes the Barbenheimer. This wasn't even planned. Barbie and Oppenheimer were supposed to compete, but the internet, it turned him into a double feature. Barbie went loud, pink everywhere, brand collabs, cultural saturation. It sold identity. Oppenheimer, it did the opposite. Minimal, serious, and almost sacred to movies. Two completely different energies, and somehow they fused. Memes, irony, flex culture, watching them both became a statement. And here's the truth, studio didn't create it, the audience did. Even I went watching Barbie. I wore suits to Barbie, and for Oppenheimer, I didn't do that. It was a weird choice. I'll put a picture if I find it. But yeah, I did. I remember doing that. This also let the studios know that marketing couldn't be controlled anymore. And then came the long walk. It took a completely different approach. Quiet, almost invisible, relying on Stephen King's name, not noise, and then suddenly something shifted. There were treadmill screenings throughout the UK. People were invited, they were asked to walk on the treadmills at 3 miles per hour throughout the movie, or they were kicked out. It wasn't a stunt, it was the film's premise, and they turned it into a physical experience. Now let's bring it closer to home because Bollywood, it also has had some smart campaigns throughout the years. For Three Idiots, Amir Khan didn't just promote the film, he disappeared. No interviews, no appearances, just a nationwide hunt. He traveled across India in disguises, challenging people to find him. It felt rebellious, it wasn't chaos, it was controlled unpredictability, and it kept one question alive: where is Amir? And in chasing the question, the audience marketed the film themselves. Amir Khan has been quite smart when it comes to promoting his movies. Because here comes PK.
तुम्हारी अम्मा का एक्सीडेंट हो गया अच्छा साहब फिर गुस्सा आता है तो आवाज लोड हो जाती है अच्छा हमको सिखा रिया है
And this is where it gets a bit uncomfortable. Because this wasn't marketing, it was provocation. Amir Khan standing nearly naked with a radio. No context, nothing, just shock. And then religion belief controversy. In a country like religion, in a country like India, in a country like India, that's guaranteed attention. Every protest, every debate only made the film bigger. This wasn't marketing despite backlash. It was marketing because of it. Sandeep Reddy Vanga has been quite vocal about how he believes and what he wants to show.
And if you can't slap, if you can't touch your woman wherever you want, and if you can't slap, you can't kiss, you can't use cuss words, I don't see emotion there.
Because in Animal, he did the same. A completely different play. It didn't sell a story, it sold a reaction. Violence, obsession, discomfort. The campaign just gave you enough to argue, not enough to understand. Because today, attention doesn't come from being liked, it comes from being debated. And Animal, it didn't aim for approval. It engineered conversation and made itself quite impossible to ignore. And here's the most interesting pattern I noticed. The most creative marketing, it comes from the horror genre. The Blair Witch Project, Smile, Cloverfield, they don't just promote, they disturb, they confuse, they pull you in. Because horror understands something better than any other genre. That attention doesn't come from comfort, it comes from curiosity and fear. And maybe that's where marketing is headed. Not louder, but smarter, not controlled, but participative. Because the moment audience gets involved, it stops being marketing and becomes cultural. Comment down below what other campaigns you enjoyed and let me know your thoughts on the video. Like it, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in another one.